Hello, and welcome to the Chronicles of Yarnia, the podcast from Montclair's local yarn store. I'm Jen.
Amanda.
And we are missing Kathleen, who is traipsing around the UK.
Yeah, we don't feel sorry
Scotland. We don't feel sorry for her at all.
She's been sending some amazing pictures.
Gorgeous.
We're all a little jelly.
I know. I'm super jelly. I want to go. I want to go to England.
I would like to go almost anywhere for 2.5 weeks.
Oh
That's
my God,
incredible.
right? Oh, it's so nice. I mean, I should say, last summer at the Cape, I was gone for like 2 weeks. But gone with your children
Yes.
in a house is just living in the house with them in another place.
Yeah.
It's still.
I mean, Haley's there, but Haley's useful, a useful child.
She's a functional adult. She's not going, can I have screens? Can I have screens? Can I have screens? Can I have screens? Anyway, we're a podcast all about yarn.
And if she does, it's illegal to turn around and walk away.
Right, that's true. Nobody's going to be, like, calling the feds on you. If you're like, all right, kid, make it back to the hotel on your own.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Anyway.
Yeah. Did I mention we digress? We are a podcast all about yarn and things you can do with yarn, specifically knitting and crochet and all kinds of fun stuff.
Yep. I have 0 crochet today.
I don't have any crochet. I still have that temperature blanket I started these several years ago that I might actually rip out and then redo. I've got this much. Okay. I don't have a lot. But I have a color palette and I love the color palette.
I love your color palette too.
I think what I might do is I might take a tip from the internet and specifically Kara, January 1, who has so many amazing
I was about to say, that's a good person.
temperature blankets.
That's an authority.
It is an authority. But I'm like, maybe I'll document like the year of my birth. Right? Because I feel like that could be, then it's like, oh, this is a 1975 temperature blanket and not just like a random blanket that I didn't finish in the year that I started.
Yeah, no, you have to be like regimented and I do that sometimes well.
I started off being pretty regimented and then
This long?
Yeah, for about 3 weeks.
Okay.
And then I was like, I'm bored.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go do something else now. Something else so shiny and like a squirrel. I was like, ooh.
I did a 5-year diary once, like where every page is a day of the year and it's got like 5 spots, so you like go through it 5 times. I did it really. Yeah, I was very consistent for 5 years, and then I tried to start it a year ago, 2 years ago. I forget, either 2023 or 2024. It didn't stick this time. I didn't have a like regular enough evening. I would like to do that again. Maybe I'll do that. Start that in January.
I feel like it's hard to do habits. And actually, one of my kids' therapists said years ago, because they have ADHD and like there's a strong genetic component of where that comes from. Undiagnosed, but yet pretty much me.
We remember the sock heel.
Yeah, remember the sock heel? I mean, I still have them. I actually, so the Sock Hill Project deep dive, and I have 3/4 of the kind of like essay, blog post, dissertation, what have you.
Yeah, seriously.
Written. But then I went into how to display them. And now I have how to display them, but now I need to get a bulletin board and put them up here, and then I need to finish the labels for them. So right now they're sitting in my living room.
Yeah.
But, and people are like, what are those? And I was like, those are sock heels. And they're like, okay.
For all the times you need.
For all the times you need. But one of my kids' therapists said that like people with ADHD don't have habits, they have routines. And anything that disrupts that routine, you're just like off on a...
Yeah.
I
like routine.
I like routine too.
I love routine.
It's very comforting.
So much.
You know what to expect. But then if you get distracted from routine, you are...
Oh, yeah.
Screwed.
Then, yes.
Yeah.
Then we don't go to the gym anymore. For months.
Yeah. Yeah, this is why I have a trainer who will yell at me and be like, "You're coming?" I'm like, "Yes, ma'am."
Yes. Yeah. Someone needs to arrest you. Oh, is this a box for us? Hold on.
Cool. So, yeah, we digress a lot. Can you tell? But let's talk about what is going on
What's
around
happening.
Town.
Yes. So, we talked a lot last time about Rhinebeck.
Yes.
And all the events happening up to and including New York Sheep and Wool Festival, which is October 18th is the Friday, 19th and 20th is the Saturday and Sunday of New York Sheep and Wool. I remember last time I said if you want to pre-order stuff, do that. There was a link and the pre-orders weren't up. Now it's up. They're already sold out of pre-orders of clothing. So t-shirts and sweatshirts and things.
Yes.
But they still had, when I looked,
the bags were still
the bags
open.
were there. I got a drawstring like project bag because I have 3 of the big bags already, which are like my favorites for blankets and big bags. I love those so much, but I feel like I already have 3, and to get another one just makes a home for another blanket that's gonna last for 5 years.
I mean, they're great big project bags, or if you would are like me and like to accumulate little project bags inside a big project bag.
Yeah. They're really good.
They really are good.
And they have the deep outside pockets and the inside pockets. That was also when Charlie was born. That was like my around town all the time bag.
Oh, that's it. It would be a diaper bag. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Because you can carry everything.
Like the outside pocket is this deep, but it's half the size of the bag. There's 2 halves. Oh, it's super good.
Fantastic.
I
got one of those.
Yeah. And then I also got an enamel pin. They had the little, because it's a sheep. The
logo
I'll
is
put the logo
really
up
cute.
here. Yeah, it's a sheep all wrapped up in his very long Doctor Who scarf.
Yeah, or Lenny Kravitz scarf.
Oh yeah,
because it's fall.
Exactly.
This one is fall.
So, so I got those pre-ordered, but definitely get on the pre-orders if that's what you're interested in.
Yes.
If you were really hoping for some clothing, you can still get it
on the day.
It'll be there on the day.
But
I would
there
say
early.
Get there early. Get there on Saturday. Take your phone, catch your Pokemon while you wait in line.
Yeah.
Bring your knitting. Knit a sock while you wait in line, and just like be at peace with I'm going to wait in line for an hour and a half.
The function is, I think that
and then you'll get your sweatshirt or your t-shirt or anything.
They only opened the clothing pre-orders for a day.
Yeah,
and they only had like they were like it goes on sale this time and it shuts down, and I'm like that. I'm sure there's a logistical reason behind it.
Yeah.
But I'm also like, you're turning away money. Yeah. I was like, open it for 2 days.
Yeah.
Right? Definitely. I'm like, you're turning away money.
Yeah. I think
and also when you have a cute logo. I mean, I'm sure they think every logo is a cute logo. And like their logos are actually pretty good.
They're really good, yeah.
But when you have a really cute logo like that,
yeah.
Like, come on.
But anyway,
I'm glad I'm not doing those logistics.
That's the solution. Mm-hmm. So but that's the weekend of October 18th. Do you know what else is the weekend of October 18th?
What else is the weekend of October 18th?
I really wish all these things would like talk to each other and coordinate and not all be on the same weekend. But it's the Montclair Film Festival.
Yes.
It starts on the 18th, the Friday. It starts on the 18th, the Friday, when we're going to be gone.
Yep.
And
kicks off with Ina Garten and Stephen Colbert.
Yes.
Which I'm like, come on, people.
I know.
The overlap with knitters and crocheters and Ina.
It's real. Yeah. No, it's not fair.
I'm going to miss that.
And what was the one that Chad wanted to see? There was the opening.
The opening film looked good.
Yeah, Conclave.
Yes, that's the one with Ray Fiennes. Ray Fiennes? Which Fiennes? One of the Fiennes. Ralph. But doesn't he pronounce it Rafe because he's all like
maybe
and bouncing? I don't know. I love him.
I'm not that intelligent when it comes to films. I just like them. I love the art of them. I really would love to see Blitz.
Oh yes, I was looking through and I want to see. So there are
also
hard copies of this catalog, which you can find.
I grabbed mine this morning. Teddy and I go either to Mattarello's every morning or Java Love uptown because I drop the big kids off at Lagardère and then we have 30 minutes to wait until it's his time
so you can go
at Union Kong. So we go have a coffee and a cookie every morning. He gets a cookie. I have a coffee, but they have like stacks of these at Java Love.
And it's all online too. I have to say, if you're going to do anything in the film festival, it is worth becoming a member.
Yes.
Because you get early access to the tickets, and also you support a really great festival. Well, like it's
and you get like I know Chad has his membership. Right? Yes, and I think it's like his membership level has a ticket a month or something like that at the Claridge. So
and the Claridge they've done a really great job programming because they have a combination of first run movies, not just art house movies, which it used to be just art house, but now they have like art house and like your mass market, and then they also do special showings. Like this past summer, they did like go see Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
On the big screen, and they showed like Goonies, and they do like summer programs, they do fall programs, they do movies under the stars, they do a lot of education with kids, and adults.
The City in Morocco. Casablanca. We saw Casablanca
I was like,
there.
I'm like, I don't know. Which one?
We saw Casablanca there, which I had never seen all the way through before.
Really?
But now I have.
Now you have.
And we saw Inside Out 2 there.
Yeah.
Yeah, they show like everything. Yeah.
And I do, with a friend, I do their matinee club, which used to be run through a different thing, but now they do it. Now the Claridge and the film festival does it, which is awesome because once a month, they're like, you pay ahead of time for the season. It's cheaper. Once a month, you come in on the day and you have a choice of 1 or 2 movies to see on Wednesdays at like 11.
That's awesome.
Which is awesome because I meet up with my friends, we go hang out, watch
and there's so many places to eat around there.
So many places to eat. There's that little pastry place right there. There's like there's chips.
2 poke places right around. There's Effie's, Heroes.
So many great
things. So good.
And you're out before school pickup.
Yeah. Yeah. They also have the Moms and Me days, so where you can bring your baby.
Yeah.
And the lights don't go all the way down, and the little ones can run around, and you can watch a movie.
Nobody cares if they cry, and you're like, oh God, I'm out of the house.
Yep. Actually, we're going to. They're very like family accessible, and
they really are.
Which one are we going to see? We're going to see the kid one with the cat.
I was showing Ollie that one.
Flo.
Yeah,
the kid one with cat. It's the family centerpiece. It shows the regular showing is on Saturday, October 19th at 4 p.m. But they also have another showing on October 26th. It's the sensory-friendly screening.
Oh, that's great. So if you have a kiddo or yourself needs something that's sensory-friendly, it's awesome. They're really great.
Ta-da.
And of course, it's the same weekend as Rhinebeck.
It's the same weekend as Rhinebeck. Yeah, there will be, it goes all the way through the 27th, so there will be additional showings the next weekend. Like I said, that one we're going to see lots of shorts, which
the shorts are really fun.
I love this one, the All We Imagine as Light, which was the Cannes Film Festival.
Oh, I didn't know.
Winner? Yeah. Won the grand prize at this year's Cannes Film Festival.
Nice. So definitely something to check out. And if you're a little bit further afield, but like within, range of Montclair, it's something it's worth making a special destination too. Yeah. A lot of people do. Beware of parking. That's the only thing I was saying.
True. Although we have the nice new parking garage now at the bottom of the forest.
That's true. That parking garage is actually a big help for being downtown.
I would, if you've never been to a film festival and you're like, why would I go? It's really cool. You see a lot of films that otherwise, you probably, if you like watching movies on like Netflix, international films, art films, that you can often see on Netflix or other kinds of streaming services. Now you can see them in a movie theater with other people who enjoy that kind of thing. And a lot of times the directors, some of the actors, the
Q&As.
Yeah, they have Q&A afterwards. Cool. So I really enjoy these, even though, like I said, I'm not a film guru. I really enjoy them. So if anybody feels jealous that we'll be in Rhinebeck and posting all over the socials, we're going to be jealous that we're not at the Montclair Film Festival.
This is where, so sometimes this works out where it's like, if we're just going to Rhinebeck for like a day, right? Like you're just going on Saturday, you can be like, oh, well, maybe I'll go on Sunday because then I can go see the thing on Saturday night, or I can go see the thing on Friday night, or whatever. And I'm like, but this weekend, we're going to be there all weekend.
Yeah.
Which is going to be super fun.
Hold on. No.
But it'll be super fun.
It'll be great. The other thing that is that same weekend is Comic-Con in New York City.
Oh, New York City Comic-Con.
Yeah. So
that
starts on Thursday and goes through Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
Tickets have been out for a while, so I think you might need to know someone or go like on a Sunday or Saturday.
Yeah.
But anyway, this is Beth's first time going where she bought the tickets before somebody else bought the tickets, and I think it's like if you bought tickets before, you're prioritized in the ticket buying.
Yeah.
But yeah, so she was not prioritized, but did manage to get tickets for Friday for her and Eric.
Oh,
so she and Eric are going on Friday, and yeah, that's part of my works in progress. Do you want to see what I'm working on?
Yeah. Should we go to works in progress?
Let's go to works
in progress.
Okay. So my first one has nothing to do with knitting or crocheting. And because it's the same weekend, I have the same deadline as all my Rhinebeck whips. Yeah.
That's a tough one.
Beth is on her own. She knows how to sew. But Eric doesn't. He's 10. And so I'm making him a Freminette costume from Genshin Impact.
Oh my goodness!
This is not as complicated as it looks. I did not sew all these pieces together.
I was going to say, I'm like, did you do all of this?
No, I did not. I'm not, no.
You need to show some of those details.
Okay.
Oh my goodness.
So, Freminette, I'm going to put a little picture of him in here.
Mm-hmm.
He's from like the water region. He's a little boy, blonde hair, has a little beret on.
So Eric.
Yeah, basically.
He's Eric.
And he throws a penguin as one of his little attacks. So Eric loves penguins. It's his favorite.
Okay.
It's his favorite animal. And like his favorite Pokemon is Piplup.
I mean,
right?
Piplup is adorable.
Right? He has a Piplup backpack. Eric is obsessed with penguins. So Eric is Freminette. And I think he's going to get all the pictures.
Because he's going to be throwing a penguin at people.
He's going to be throwing a penguin at people. But so what I did, if you go on to like get cosplay stuff, it's all for adults. So, and it's all like that not great material.
Yeah, that sleazy like Halloween costume material.
Yeah. So what I did, and I didn't want him like running around in that all day. So I got, this is a $15 used Gap coat from eBay. That's his size in navy. And I got the adult size costume, and I ripped it up. So I took the collar off, and I sewed it on here around the collar. I'm going to get a navy ribbon and use that fell stitch, the same stitch that I used to like sew ribbon to the inside of a cardigan if I've steeked it. I'm going to use that same technique to applique a ribbon all the way around the side, so this will look finished. Then there's this piece in the back, which you can see I haven't sewn in yet, but it's all like pinned to go on. At the bottom of each sleeve, there are these cuffs, which I disassembled from the, from the costume, and I've started sewing them on this side. So this one, to put this on, I use more like a basting stitch. To put these cuffs on, I'm using like a back stitch here. And then there are buttons that go on, so I'm just going to remove these buttons and put the buttons from the costume on. There's other little bits and bobs and pieces, like there's epaulets on the shoulders. There's epaulets that like go here, and then there's something that go. Yeah, he's a diver. Yeah, another part of it is he has like a so he wears a beret, but then he also has a version that wears like a old diving helmet. Cool. We're not doing the old diving helmet. I'm not doing that.
No, I mean, he's already going to be carrying a penguin and hucking it at people.
Yeah. So I'm going to get 2 grosgrain ribbons, one navy to do the appliques here, one in this turquoise to do the epaulets.
Yeah.
And then there's like the reason that I got this costume was because they actually have like 3D printed items that go with the character, like all the pieces that would go on are 3D printed, and it's way easier for me to just buy those, take them off, and then
use them.
Yeah, but like the way that it's sewn on the costume, like the ribbon, this turquoise ribbon is really like it's not good quality. So I'm just going to use it. Yeah, I can just use that. And then I'll probably grab some just gold, piping, what do you call it? Like braiding.
Yes.
To add other details to it. But
to bling them out.
Yeah, a little bit. So
cute.
There's going to be some pieces that go down here. And Firminette wears little shorts.
He's in short pants.
Yeah, so he's going to wear his school uniform black shorts.
That's fantastic.
As part of his costume. Yeah.
And then he also won't overheat in the Javits Center.
Yeah.
Wearing like a heavy coat and like a full suit.
And the piece also came with like a bodysuit, an adult size bodysuit that goes all the way to the end and has like gloves on the end.
Oh.
But let me tell you, when you put a 10-year-old who weighs 65 pounds into an adult man's bodysuit,
nope.
It's not a vibe. So
this looks like wrinkly little.
Yeah. So I'm cutting off the arms of that. I'm gonna seam them and put some elastic on them, and he can
just wear them as sleeves.
Yeah, he'll wear them as sleeves as long as he wants to, and then he can take them off. And
that's smart. Easy. That's very smart.
Yeah. So that's one of my works in progress that like it takes me a while to get around to doing it, but I really need to put some cycles in on that this weekend. That's one of my big pushes to get
once you're ready. Done with it, then I think it'll be.
Yeah, it's gonna be cute.
So cute.
Yeah, it's gonna be cute.
Yeah, I want to see video of him throwing penguins at people, please.
I will definitely bring some video back from Comic-Con. Yeah. Well, I won't. Beth will.
Beth will.
I don't have a ticket.
Beth will be good. Beth will be good like that.
Yeah.
That's so funny. I still remember the first New York City Comic-Con because I was working in children's books and they were desperate to try to wrangle up people to go.
Wow. That's crazy. Now it's huge.
Now it's huge. Well, I mean, it became huge after like the first year. They got a great response, and then everybody at Penguin was like, "Oh, I don't know, why would we go to Comic-Con?" Now they go every year.
I'm sure. Yeah, it's a really fun. It's a fun event if you're in the New York City area.
It is.
And you're not at the film festival, or you're not in Rhinebeck.
Right.
All the same day, like literally. How I can't.
It's everything. It's all the same.
So annoying. So annoying. So anyway, that's my whip number one. And yeah.
It's a good whip.
Is there?
It's solid.
I feel like that fabric is too thick to sew on a sewing machine. It's too thick to sew on my
coat?
Yeah.
No.
You don't think so?
I don't think so. You can absolutely sew that on a sewing machine.
Huh.
I don't think it's that. I mean, my mom doesn't have an industrial sewing machine. She just has a regular faff. And she absolutely has sewn things that thickness.
Huh.
If she hasn't, Mom, comment below. I know you're watching.
It actually might be.
If you need my help in how to comment, text me. Don't call, text.
Oh, man.
It's easier to explain by a text.
Yeah, that's, so I don't know. Because I don't know how the back stitch is looking on these sleeves. I know I can sew sleeves, so I don't know. I might end up putting some of this on the machine if you think it'll...
I think you can absolutely do it on the machine. I mean, yeah. It's thick, but it's not like 5 layers of denim thick.
No.
It's
wool.
Thick,
it's actually
but a little squishy. Coat. I was going to say, it's an adorable little, like, pea coat.
Yeah.
Like, that's pretty cute.
Yeah.
Nice work. I mean, he's going to look adorable. He's going to be like a sailor.
And I don't have to make a Halloween costume now because we're done. That's his Halloween costume.
I need to start prepping.
That's going to be your whip.
I have no idea what Ollie wants to be for Halloween. I don't know that he's thought about it. And I usually farm his costume out to Jonathan because I'm like, it is too much. Like, he is too much of a perfectionist.
Yeah.
And I'm like, he's super into soccer. I'm like, for the love of God, can you just wear your full Wolves kit and go as a Wolverhampton player? can it be that easy? Max is going to be the dude. He is still dressing up. He is going to be the dude from The Big Lebowski, and he has got the hair. I mean, let's be real. When I saw that movie,
a sweater?
No, I was like, I am not knitting a Cowshawn sweater for you in this time. I'm like, I know there's the pattern.
Do you remember when our friend
Beth, the dude,
when our friend Beth,
yes,
knit the sweater? It looks spectacular.
Amazing.
If I can find a photo of it, I'm gonna
amazing. Vivian did it too.
One of them was working on it. Like, okay, this is really going back in the Chronicles of Yarnia archives.
This was like 7 years ago.
No, it's not.
8.
We were doing Chronicles of Yarnia then.
Okay, so it was probably like 5.
Mm-hmm. And one of them was a guest on Chronicles of Yarnia and showed their dude sweater. So if I can find that, I'm going to link it down below.
Amazing.
Yeah. I feel like Charlie was on that episode.
As a baby. As a wee peanut.
Yeah.
So, wee peanut.
I don't want any snarky comments on the sound quality or the lighting. But we're going to link it down below.
Yes, link to it below. You got to find it though. Yeah, I was like, so when my brother and I, when we both love Coen Brothers movies, and so we both independently in separate areas went to go see The Big Lebowski when it first came out, and the next time we saw each other, we're like, oh, did you see The Big Lebowski? And we're like, yeah. And I'm like, so it's Uncle Dave, right? My brother and I were both like, that's 100% our Uncle Dave. 100. Jeff Bridges is the dude, is 100% my Uncle Dave. Sounds like him, talks like him, looks like him, dresses like him. Most of that wardrobe in that movie of the dudes is Jeff Bridges' wardrobe.
Seriously?
Seriously. He owned, like, that was his, those were his clothing. Like,
oh my goodness.
That was his t-shirt, that was his PJ pants, this, you know, like, all of it.
That's hilarious.
Was his, including the sweater. Oh my God. So Max looks like my brother, who looks like my dad, who looks like my Uncle Dave. Like, he looks like Jeff Bridges, and he's got like shoulder length wavy hair.
Yes.
So it's real easy for him to be the dude, because I was like, he's like, well, which outfit should I wear? I'm like, wear your PJ pants. And I ordered him the baseball shirt, the Japanese baseball player shirt that he wears. Because one year for Christmas, I got my brother basically the dude's entire wardrobe. Like, he had a Christmas of the dude. Like, my sister-in-law, his wife, got him a sweater. And then I got him the t-shirts.
I was about to say, was this like a progressive, as he opened stuff, he realized more and more, like, guys.
Yeah. No, he was like, yes. Still wears the shirts. So I was like, all right, Max, this is super easy. You are going to be wearing the PJ pants, the Japanese baseball player thing. You're going to wear your robe. You're going to carry your drink, and you're going to have some sunglasses on. And you will 100% be the dude.
That's hilarious.
I was like, I cannot wait.
Oh, that's great.
And he came up with that one himself. So I was like, amazing.
Yeah.
Ollie, I don't know. I'm like, I got my fingers crossed for that.
You guys know I'm a big bullet journaler. So that is actually one of my to-dos this week, is figure out what people's Halloween costumes are.
Yeah, you got way more than... Yeah. I only have 2. And one of them is 15, so we can figure out a bunch.
Yeah. It's on my to-dos this week. It must get done this week. Yeah. I lobbied for Super Mario. Abby as Princess Peach.
Yes.
Right? Eric is Luigi, because he's taller than Charlie as Mario. And then Teddy as Toad would be so adorable. But they will not do it.
Why not?
So I'm like, whatever. You're on your own.
Fine. Figure it out.
That's a good idea.
You're like, come on.
Yeah, I know. Wouldn't that be
that would be so adorable. Good. Do you know how much candy they would rack up if they, like, rolled up to someone's door and be like, it's me, Mario.
It's me.
Me, Mario. Max was trying to do, I was driving a bunch of kids to Ultimate Frisbee, and they were talking about accents, and Max can do a passable cartoonish Russian accent, which I find hilarious, and Jonathan is like, oh my God, stop.
What?
And then he's like, I can do Italian. I'm like, you're Mario.
You sound like...
He's like, it's me, Mario. I'm like, not an actual Italian accent.
No.
I was like, may I introduce you to my friend who is Italian?
Yeah.
And I was like, absolutely not, kid.
That's hilarious.
I know. The Halloween costume saga is real. It was so much harder for you because you got so many more.
Well, yeah, but at the same time, I might just send Teddy up to the attic. If they're not going to do my plan, then I might just put them in whatever we've got.
Right.
Up in the attic, that's what you get.
You go find an old costume.
Yeah.
Well, let's talk more about I'm assuming you don't have any finished objects.
No, I don't. No, I'm in a race to the finish line on all
I got nothing. Well, what are you wearing?
Oh, yeah, I do have that. I just put this on today. This is literally what I wear all the time.
Yeah.
I think I mentioned that, like, when I made it, I was like, because I used to wear the balloon cardi all the time.
Yes.
By Petite Knit. That's now a sample in the store. I made it was probably a size and a half too big for me. Mm. So it got annoying because it was really oversized, and I was like, okay. I think Seisha at one point was like, I'm just going to take it.
Yeah.
But
now it's a sample in the store, so that's awesome.
It's a great one. For Tog,
it's really pretty.
It was, the balloon cardi was initially made for, what, a fingering and a
mohair, right?
Mohair held together. Yeah, and so I just used Woolfolk Tog, which is like a worsted weight mohair.
Floofy.
Yeah, wool mohair. Single strand.
Didn't
have to think about anything else to do, and it's a beautiful balloon party.
That would be really pretty in the Fonty, in the either the bling bling, or the what's the non-sparkly fuzzy one?
Umbel.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Umbel.
No. Oh well, that's mine and Kim's plan for later this fall. Yeah, I'm thinking of doing balloon number 2 and some Umbel stripes, like 20 different colors of Umbel stripes.
So pretty.
Yeah. There's a similar cardi to that was at Knit Eat. I think I mentioned that. I looked at the pattern. I was like, nope, we're not doing this. No. But it's sort of the same style.
Style.
Yeah, and I love the construction of Petite Knit. So, ta-da, that's how we make decisions. Speaking of, this is cardigan number 6 by My Favorite Things.
Yes.
Yeah, I made some quite significant modifications to this. I'm also wearing Catherine's jeans today. That's why I'm like in all the
you're trendy.
I'm trendy from
She's so trendy.
2014. But yeah, that's what was sitting around this morning. And I threw on the cardigan that was sitting around. This is, like I said, cardigan number 6 from My Favorite Things. I actually started this right at the end of December last year, and I made some modifications to the pattern. Mm-hmm. This is in Woolfolk Far, held together with one of the yarns from the Suitcase Sale, the Alina Lan.
Yeah, the fancy one.
Yeah, so which I think we might have 2 skeins left of, but not enough for a cardigan like this. But it's a mohair or the La Bien-Aimée fluffier stuff. Kumo would be a perfect substitute.
That would be
so it would be super nice. Yeah. This would be a great
like a little cloud.
Kumo and Far, Woolfolk Far together. And that gave me a little bit bigger gauge than the pattern said. Mm-hmm. So I swatched for this.
Good girl.
Yeah. I measured, so on my swatch though, what I actually did was I did 3 pattern repeats of this lace. Mm-hmm. I measured how big 2 was. And then this is a drop shoulder, right? Which means basically it's a rectangle. You knit a big rectangle on the back. You attach up here on the shoulders and knit 2 rectangles.
Like trapezoids, right? Because it's a V-neck?
No,
it's just straight down.
It's just straight down.
It's just the way it hangs.
Yeah,
exactly. My gosh, so easy.
Yeah, so instead of actually changing the pattern, I just measured how wide I wanted my sweater to be.
Yeah.
And said, this is my shoulder width. That's how big I'm going to knit my rectangle.
Yeah.
Until I was done with my rectangle. So I used the pattern as a guide, not as a Bible.
It's a great idea.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan. I like the phrase, use the pattern as a guide, not as a Bible. I'm going to steal that. If I can retain it in my head, I'm 100% stealing it.
Yeah, it's
like Amanda says. I love it. I think it's such a pretty, and you wear it all the time.
I do wear it all the time.
And it's also a really good, like, it's a color, but it's a neutral.
Yeah.
So it goes with things.
So this is, that's what I threw on this morning.
Love it. Love it.
You're wearing something knitty too.
I am. My t-shirt that says, knit fast, dye warm.
Facts.
I don't remember where I got this. I was going to say you can Google it. That's probably where I got it. It's Google. And then I have Instagram. I have this one, and then I have the other one that says Yarnologist.
Oh yeah,
I like that one because everyone's like, "What the hell does that mean?" And I was like, "I have an art store."
Yeah,
like, I teach classes.
Yeah,
that's what that means. So what other whips do you got?
Do you want to hear all of them?
Yeah, we got to hear all of them because I've got one.
Yeah, but it's an important one. It's an important one.
I've got 1 plus
options. Yes, I was about to say.
I've got
this last class, and then
the last class, and then I have swatches.
Yes. Okay.
So we'll talk swatches, but like let's hear yours first because you actually have things to show.
Yeah.
I do not.
My other projects that must be finished by the week of October 18th.
Right. Your deadline. You are deadline knitting. So for Rhinebeck, I am bringing my wardrobe. Not my full wardrobe of sweaters, but I will be bringing things that I've already made. I'm not making anything specific for Rhinebeck.
Yeah.
I'm the opposite of Amanda.
I'm making all the specific things for
You're
Rhinebeck.
Making all the specific things.
So this is actually my Rhinebeck. What I'm working on now is my Rhinebeck sweater number 2.
Nice.
Which is Ladyfingers by Morgan Store.
Yes. She'll put it down below.
Yeah, I will put it down below, and I'm just going to look at it.
Oh, I was going to say, you have the pattern.
More Thunder, which is somebody's working name.
It's a great name.
More Thunder. Yeah. But, yeah, Kim is teaching a class on this sweater. So I hope, which started last Sunday.
Yes.
Here in the store, and I hope everybody's enjoying it as much as I am.
What are you working in?
This is La Bien-Aimée, mostly the Corey worsted.
Okay.
And this brighter white is the Wensley worsted.
Yes, because the Wensley is on the non-gray base.
Right. Yeah, so I picked all the greens.
I love it.
And yeah, I like it because it's a graphic sweater.
Very graphic. I love the cocoa in it. That's the screen.
Yeah.
But I also feel like it's so fall.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm all green. Plus, with your coloring and like the red hair, it's going to be like...
It's going to look really cute.
It's going to look really cute.
It's coming out great. The pattern is amazing. I think I mentioned that last time. It's so easy to follow.
And it's so nice to do color work in the Corey and the Wensley worsted.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. They're right now, because this has not been blocked at all. Here, I'll bring it up so you can see how this works. Because it's called Ladyfingers because we've got like these like interlocking vertical bars. Just like it looks like the Ladyfingers in tiramisu.
I want tiramisu.
Oh my goodness, always. But yeah, so this is the colorwork part, and then you've got rounds of stockinette in between, which is lovely. This has
a ton of progress on that.
I have. It's so mindless once you get into the body, and even before you get into the body, you just have to remember, keep track of where to do your increases.
Right.
You never do the increases in the colorwork.
Love it.
Right. It's always in the stockinette rows. And yeah, I think I'm making good progress to be done in time.
Are you planning short? So the pattern is short sleeves. Does it have an option for long sleeves?
Yes, there's an option. Ultimately, I will have long sleeves.
Okay.
I must finish 2 other sweaters for Rhinebeck.
So you might just finish the body and then...
Right. And then make sure the other sweaters are finished. And then if I have time, I'll judge and see how much time I have.
And yeah, because at the very least, you can just...
I can always just put ribbing on.
Yeah.
Go to Rhinebeck. Probably leave my lifeline in. Go to Rhinebeck.
100% leave your lifeline.
Go to Rhinebeck. Do the things. Come back. Take the ribbing out. Knit the sleeves. Yeah.
I mean, that's the... Yeah. Depending on what day you're wearing it too, like if you're going to wear it on Sunday, you might have time
This is my Friday sweater.
Oh, that's your Friday sweater. Okay.
Yeah.
I was going to say, you might have time to, like, finish the sleeves there.
Because I've got a bunch of other stuff going on Sunday. I probably will leave early on Sunday. I won't be able to make it to the fair on Sunday during the day.
Got it.
Yeah.
Got it.
Abby is in 7th grade, so we're doing all the high school tours this year, so we're not crazy next year. But like all of them.
Wow. That's a lot.
So we've got like 14 school tours to do. Our weekends right now are crazy.
That's going to be me with colleges next year.
Yeah, exactly. It will be. All right, so that is... I'm happy with this progress. I think
that's amazing. How long has that been? Have you been working on it?
I started this the weekend after Labor Day, so just
nice.
A little bit less than a month. Yeah,
that's great progress. Sorry, I'm looking up my chart.
Yeah, I've and not super consistently. This has definitely been like when I'm at sort of like in the evening, I'll pick it up when I want the more mindless naps, when I don't have the brain cycles for some other things. Like
watching TV or like, I bet that's a good conference call nap.
Yeah, it is. It's so good. So I've really enjoyed this one. This one is just materializing. You know, sometimes when you start a sweater and you look down, I feel like Felix is like this.
Oh my God. Totally.
You start it and then you look down and you're like, oh my goodness, I have a sweater that just materialized.
Like, how'd that happen?
Exactly.
I've been working on this. I feel like hats are always like that for me, where I'm like, I'm going to do a hat. And then it's like, oh, poof, there's a hat.
I did a hat.
And you're like, but I've only been sitting here for a little bit. Oh, okay.
This sweater was like that for me.
Yeah, we're just like, boop.
That's like, oh,
it exists.
I guess I need to finish a second sleeve. I started this 2 days ago.
Yeah. Like, whoops. I love those. Those are my favorites. Felix is absolutely one of those. Where suddenly you're just like, and now I have a sweater.
Yeah, exactly. All right. So super happy with this one. The body will definitely get finished this week.
Yeah.
And then TBD on the sleeves. Then it'll probably sit on the side. I'm going to... Should I block it before I do sleeves?
If you are going to wear it without the sleeves.
Yeah. I definitely want to block it before because...
Block it before you wear it, but I would probably just pick up to the ribbing, leave the waist yarn in and block it then.
I'm not going to steam block it for sure. Just steam it because, like, I feel like color work, especially woolly wool color work,
you really need it.
Needs a good swim. Like a swim.
And I feel like also the Corey and the Wensley respond so well to a true soak.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like they just they open up, they just hang so beautifully, and they dry quick. Like, I mean, I spin out things in the washing machine to get all the extra water out, but like I feel like the things that I've made with Corey and Wensley worsted have dried in like a day when I do that.
Yeah.
Because they're like air.
To me, this feels like such a Rhinebeck sweater. You're going to be able to spot me. Anybody that is around any of the festivals. This is going to be, like I said, my Friday one. So I'll be at Indie, Untangled. I'll be at, we'll be at, what's the other one? Cake.
Mm-hmm. Cakepalooza.
Cakepalooza and something else. Maybe not. Maybe just those two. Yeah, I think just those two.
I think just those two.
But if you see this sweater, you'll know who it is.
And come say hi.
It's graphic.
If you see the sweater, or you see either of us, or all three of us, come say hi.
And Chad on Friday might wear his green sweater from last year.
Awesome.
How good will that go with this sweater?
Because you'll be twinsies.
Yeah, that'll look really nice together.
You won't actually be twinsies. You'll be coordinating.
We'll be coordinating. Yeah, so that's going to be Friday sweater.
Love it.
Saturday is going to be the Rios one that I've made.
Oh, nice.
Already, the purple. That's already finished. Found off. Love it.
There you go.
That has the cable down the sleeve that goes with Chad's cable sweater, which I'll show next.
Ooh.
Someone mentioned, I saw a note in the comments for that podcast where I showed it, that, because I think in that same podcast you were asking about what should you do for your fall
I've asked that in many a podcast.
Yeah. And you'll notice, like, in that sweater, if you go back, like, it's a fitted sweater. It has a slight negative ease, I would say. It's not like, it doesn't like stretch out negative ease. Yeah, but it's a negative ease sweater. And someone commented, like, I don't like raglans because there's always that fabric. Look, you can even see it on that sweater. That is raglan.
That's, and I'll tell you, that is why raglans were developed.
Yeah.
They were one of the first sportswear lines and developed and named after, what, Sir Raglan or somebody like that? I don't know. That
Earl of Raglan.
I might be, something like that. I might be making that part up. But it was designed because the closer fitting arm lines, whether it was a set-in sleeve or a saddle shoulder or a round yoke, which were also traditional, didn't have the range of motion for the people who were doing the shooting of the birds.
Yeah.
And whatnot.
Absolutely. So that's a feature.
It's a feature, not a bug.
It's not a bug. But it is there. Absolutely. And if you don't like that look, then raglan might not be for you.
Pick a different
something
design.
Like this shoulder design, which will not have that as a feature. Chad's sweater from last year, too, is a raglan.
Yeah.
The Andrea Mowry Gib, too, is a men's raglan. And you'll notice if you see him in it, it has the same feature. It gives you a great range of motion. It can be fitted, but also really...
But also, your arm can go like this.
And you don't see your belly.
Right, it doesn't rise up.
Oh my goodness.
In fact, in Ganzis, which are essentially drop shoulder-esque, where it's like straight here, and they were made reversible, straight here with a knit purl pattern, and then same on the back. What they would do is put in a diamond-shaped gusset, usually in garter stitch, so you could get that range of motion.
Yeah.
Because in a drop shoulder, you won't have that. Like if you,
yes.
your shoulder motion is defined by right here, like right there. Like, so the function of the arm side is as deep as it is in order to accommodate your arm and the range of motion. If you don't make it deep enough, if you make a shallow drop sleeve, you're like, and you'll pop a seam.
That's annoying. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that is a feature of a raglan. If you're thinking about making a raglan, that is something that sort of goes along with the territory. They're comfortable and good for being active outside.
Yes. And if you make one with significant negative ease, you're still going to have the little right there.
Yeah. If you make one with less ease, with more ease, then a lot of times you don't notice.
Yeah, because if you have 2 to 4 inches of ease, that's kind of like a classic fitting garment. Like, you're still going to have that there, but you're also going to have, it's going to be a little bit looser here, and it'll be a little bit looser here. So you're not going to notice it as be like, what's that flappy bit?
So that's why it was probably more pronounced on that sweater than it would be on some of the, some other garments that I've made, that were looser fitting, including Chad's.
It'll be most pronounced on something with 0 to negative ease, and with something that has like significant amount of ease, because you'll be like, why can I fit a small child under my arm?
Yes. Yeah.
And you're like, you can.
Because you can.
Which you can.
So
but if you don't want it, make
a set-in sleeve.
I love a set-in sleeve.
This is actually saddle shoulder set-in both.
Yeah.
So look at this, guys.
Such a nice
line. I want
line.
to just say, like, this is my most proud accomplishment of this week. Is I seamed the fronts and the backs to the neckline and at the neckline and bound it off.
And I'm going to say, because I'm looking at the detail, it's perfect.
Every bit of seaming was done twice.
Perfect. Oh my God, it looks so good, Amanda.
I'm really good at
You gotta go. You have to.
I will. But I'm really good at a mattress stitch. I enjoy mattress stitch. So I'll tell you what the complication of this was. Well, first, let me show you how this works. And I have not done the side seams. This is for later this week.
It's like a little poncho.
Yeah, it is. But these are easy because it's vertical to vertical, and I know they have the same number of stitches on the front.
You're like, boop, 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 done.
Yes. Oh, my goodness. This was not vertical to vertical. at all.
Oh, it was the vertical to the horizontal.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes. And not only, but also cabled to stockinette.
Oh, because the cables come in so much.
And they must come in.
They have to. Otherwise, it's going to look all like you're going to get a weird ruffle.
Yeah. So you had to.
Jeez.
So when I was putting here, I'll show you how this looks.
It looks beautiful.
This is the weird shape that I had last week, where I had the sleeve cap. And I didn't knit the whole sleeves. I have these on hold so I can just pick them up and knit stockinette sleeves. And then it transitions into this saddle up here on the shoulder, which goes all the way across the back and connects to the other sleeve cap. So first order of business was to seam this the saddle shoulder to the fronts on the right and the left. Then I picked up and knit the collar. This is in that half twisted rib. So that is twisting in one row your knits and not twisting them in the next row, which is really pleasant to do flat. That means you're only twisting the knits on the front side. When you're in the round, you have to remember what you're doing. But yay. And then I bound off with an Italian sewn bind off. So sort of tubular-ish, really nice finish. This is actually called for a folded hem on the top.
Oh, interesting.
And I bailed on that.
I don't love it. I mean, it makes such a... Sometimes it looks great.
Yeah.
And sometimes you're like, you know what I can do is a tubular bind off and it'll look great too.
Exactly. And I asked Chad for his executive opinion if he wanted the bulkiness of the folded hem or if he preferred the flatter sewn bind off. And he liked this one better, so that's what we did. And then on the back, we have this cable knitting, sewing to this vertical of the stockinette. And that's where it got tricky. Well, it was tricky on the front, but it was trickier on the back.
Yeah.
because the points had to match up. Like
your corners,
this,
right?
Yes. So like where the neck is flat across the back had to match up to the edges of the neckline, right? The edges of the shoulders here, when you're knitting the pattern, you place these removable stitch markers, one on each side, and that's where the corners of the shoulders have to be. And the center has to be in the center, or otherwise, trust me, the first time I did it, it was off by an inch, and it looked really weird.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it was one. So usually when you do stockinette stitch, right, because the stockinette is a vertical seam, I'm going to pick up 2 rungs of my ladder.
Yeah.
So if you pull apart the knits of a stockinette, you can see the crossbars in between. Those are the rungs of your ladder.
Little holes.
Yep. And so I'm going to pick up 2 stitches at a time. With this one, I had to pick up 1 at a time.
Oh.
To 2, sometimes 3 in the cables.
Oh my god.
Yeah. And you try not to rush. Like if you do need 3, you try to spread those out. So you do 2, 2, 3, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, 2, 3. Yeah. You don't want it to look like you ever bunched. You want this consistent pickup rate the whole way across. So this whole thing, every bit of not the shoulder seam so much, but all the way across is 1 rung of the stockinette to multiple of the cables. So that was a little tricky, and it actually didn't take that much time. It took me about an hour.
I was gonna say it's not that long of a seam, and the nice thing with mattress stitch is when you do it, when you realize you've screwed up,
then you just pull it out. Yeah, I did like from this corner all the way to here, and I was like, no,
oh my god.
Pulled it out. Went and had dinner, emotionally calmed down.
Yeah.
And then came back and did it again.
I was going to say, got real mad, threw a pillow across the room.
I might have said, I hate your sweater to Chad. Again, for probably like the 50th time. I don't actually hate it. It's a beautiful sweater.
It's beautiful.
I think I forgot to say, it's Denali by Nora Gone. And it's knit in the Tosh Vintage, which is the worsted weight vintage. Beautiful. It's a superwash. So it is lovely. It's lovely. It is, and like you've mentioned, the details are beautiful.
I'm looking at the sleeve details. Like the shaping right here is just chef's kiss.
It is beautifully designed.
It's really just a stunning, like the shape and then the flow. And are these increases or decreases?
They're decreases.
These decreases coming in and like the whole line where they just go boop, 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 boop. It's like,
it looks really
and it shows so beautifully in this color and in this yarn. Like the stitch definition and the cables are squashing. I love it. It's going to be amazing.
Yes.
And he will appreciate it.
He does appreciate it. He very much appreciates it.
He's worth.
But I also told him next year I'm picking his pattern, and he's just going to wear what I make him.
Yeah, and it's probably going to be stockinette. Guess what? Yeah.
Well, or color work.
Or color work. Yeah, because I don't know, color work is very potato chippy. You can just keep going.
Yes, but this is going to get done. I have to say I really was procrastinating some of that seam.
Yeah, well,
but I did it last night because I was like, I have to show the seam on the podcast.
I gotta do it. You just gotta do it.
Thank goodness for the podcast that makes me do my work.
Right?
Oh my goodness.
I know.
Do you want to see my fun little project?
Yes.
And the last one. This is my last whip.
Okay.
I'm knitting, and the Abuson sweater for Teddy.
Abuson is one of the new Fonty.
Last one, because now we have a little interloper at Rhinebeck weekend. Yes, so Teddy's coming with us to Rhinebeck.
Yeah.
And if Teddy comes with us to Rhinebeck, he has to have his own sweater.
Luckily, Teddy is little.
Yeah, he's 3. He'll be 4 in December. But yeah, now Teddy has his own sweater.
He's so
Look
cute.
at that. So he wanted a green and yellow sweater.
That's so cute.
And came in and picked out his own colors of the Abuson by Fonty. Feel this. This is such a nice yarn.
Oh my god.
Isn't that nice? Look how springy.
Love this.
Yeah, it's really fun.
It is like... honestly, this is a fantastic kids yarn or fussy person's yarn.
Yeah,
there is zero prickle to this, but it is like springy and like squishy, and I love it.
Chad would appreciate this.
Oh my god,
very much.
This is something that so Jonathan is often like,
oh yeah,
fussy, which is why he still doesn't have a sweater, because he still also can't make a decision, and this is perfect.
I mean, it's almost like a sweatshirt.
It is. It feels like it has that, like, like those French terry sweatshirts, where they feel like a little squishy and soft and light, but like drapey and dense.
Yeah,
that's this.
Yeah, it feels really good. So this is Teddy's sweater. He's size 4. This pattern is the Everyday V-neck by Lisa Chameri. And yeah, I'm almost done. I just have one sleeve left to do, and this sleeve took me a day. I guess I have a sleeve and I have to do the neckline, but
that's not going to take you long.
I was explaining to Teddy what a collar was. I said, like on your shirt now, he was wearing a little button down. That part's a collar, so it goes around your neck.
He's gonna look so cute.
He's gonna be cute. He's gonna be in this both days. No, actually, I think I might bring the I did a flax live.
That's
here.
Right, with the color yoke.
But yes, and so now that fits him. So he might have that one day and this another day.
I wonder if they're going to be there.
Oh, that'd be fun, huh?
I love Gauge Dye Works.
Gauge Dye Works, yeah.
They don't wholesale, unfortunately. Otherwise,
they put so much like effort into their
beautiful
yarn. Oh my goodness, what's with my brain?
I don't know. Because you were saying because you're holding an arm. You're like, my arm.
That's weird.
Yeah, they put so much effort into the yarn, but they're absolutely worth supporting.
Yeah.
We love them.
But yeah, let me bring this. I'll just bring it up just so you can see the colors. It's super cute. I'll tell you.
It's so cute. It's so like classic.
So this sweater and the pattern has stripes across the body, which would be really cute. But I wanted something a little more classic looking. So I'm just doing like a tennis sweater and putting 2 stripes on the bottom, on the ends of the sleeves, and then I think the V-neck will have like a wider yellow stripe, and then the narrower yellow stripe. So these, what I did was I did 3 rows of the green, 2 rows of yellow, 2 rows of green, 2 rows of yellow, then a row of green and a bind off in the green, and that's
perfect.
I balanced it.
It looks so cute.
I had a different. Oh right, I had a different ribbing on the bottom where I did 3 rows of the yellow.
Mm-hmm.
But then I tried it on Teddy. We went up to the New York Run Fair, and so I took this and I was working on it at the New York Run Fair.
Yeah.
And then I tried it on Teddy, and it was like 2 inches too short. It was like fine-ish, but definitely a size 3 and not a size 4. And I just moved him all the way up to a size 4.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I would like this to fit on you. It was one of those when he raised up his arms, it definitely
was like
came
a little
up.
belly.
Yeah.
Well, and also like with a 4-year-old, you're like, in 2 weeks, in 6 weeks, you could grow an inch.
Yes.
I need that length.
Yeah, exactly. Well, which is what happened with the Gage dyework sweater with his brother.
Yeah. Finished it in
like in 2 months. He didn't wear it anymore, which means it looks great now.
Which is perfect timing.
Yeah. So anyway, but yes, it was sort of annoying at the time. But this is Teddy's sweater. It's going to be finished whenever I want him. Even more mindless than my color.
Yeah. So that's not going to take you that long to finish.
No.
Chad's isn't going to take you that long to finish because you've got seams and sleeves.
Yes, yes.
You've done the hardest part, and the sleeves are just stockinette.
The sleeves are just stockinette, yeah. And then
so you're setting yourself up for like a nice, easy
coast into Rhinebeck.
Coasting into Rhinebeck. Because if you needed to, like, if you were desperate,
yeah,
right, you could absolutely finish the kiddo sweater in an evening.
Oh, I definitely could. Yes, yeah.
And you'd be like, nah, you're done.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you've got, like, I'm impressed. That's excellent time management. You're very good with a deadline. There's no staying up 1 a.m. on Wednesday night being like, we're leaving early in the morning. Panicking.
But I've been planning this one.
That one, yeah.
And a Rhinebeck sweater for me since January.
Yes.
So, and I started this in May. I started my other Rhinebeck sweater in July. So, like,
You've been planning. You've been up the hill.
Yeah.
And now you're at the downhill. Right? I think that's
I am
well
a planner.
Done.
That takes the spontaneity out of my projects, but that's okay.
But I mean, I feel like, spontaneity versus planning. I mean, I feel like it depends on who you are, and
sometimes I'm spontaneous. This was a spontaneous knit.
Yeah.
This was I need to take something to the hospital. Like, tomorrow, because I'm going to sit with Catherine while she's in labor. That's what
I like that. So, like, yeah, no, I'm impressed. Yeah. Do you have any other whips?
I do not. I'm not.
You're like, no.
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 The only other thing is my train whip, and I'll talk about that next week.
Okay. So I'll go with my whips. So I'm working on the Ilha, which I still haven't finished. We're just gonna say this is my summer sweater class. But you know what? It was, I put it aside to do other things. And so it's been sitting in my bag, and I've been doing like a row or two at a time. I need to just sit down and do it.
Or do you have something you go to regularly? That could be your...
No, that's my problem too. I think like in the summer I had more of like a regular schedule of like going to pickup, and like the fall is chaos for me right now. I was literally trying to plan something out and looking at the weekends between now and December, and I'm like, what happens? What happened? Yeah. Because I have none. I mean, the problem is that we have a lot of birthdays in the fall.
Yes, you do.
And so I've got like Mac's birthday, I've got Ollie birthday, I've got Mac's ultimate tournaments, I've got Ollie's soccer teams, I've got travel, I've got another thing of travel. Mm-hmm. Thanksgiving's in there. My birthday's it's a mess. So,
not to be a downer, but we should all start thinking about holiday knits.
I know.
Because Thanksgiving is super late if you wait till after.
Super late. And I usually do wait until after.
I know.
I need to start.
Is it the 28th this year?
I think so.
It's
the latest it can be.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Which is
28th. That means we're going to start Vlogmas like
right away.
Sunday after Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because, it is
my goodness.
Bonkers. And I mean, I'm also already being like, I gotta think about gifts because at least the 15-year-old understands a wish list, but what he doesn't understand is mixing up the wish list. So I'm like, wow, you want a lot of like $300 tech equipment? No. Like, that's a no.
No.
Sorry. Find some other things you want. But at least he's under control of his own thing. But like, then it's splitting up. What do you get for birthday? What do you get for Christmas? What do you do for this?
Yeah.
What do we leave for grandparents? Anyway,
fall. Did I tell you the adults in the family, like the older girls, me, Chad, Catherine's husband soon. But anyway, yeah, we're all like Yankee swap.
Oh my God, I need to do that.
Or no, Secret Santa.
I need to do that with my family.
So adults, you're only going to have one person to shop for.
Mom, what do you think about that? Let me know in the comments.
Yeah. It, like, eases the mental burden so much.
I know. And it's hard because it's like, if you're an adult, like, sometimes you need things and want things, but like, a lot of times, like, some people are hard to shop for.
Yeah.
Or make for. Right? And it's like, what do you need? What do you want to make? And like, in some ways, like my dad is pretty easy to do that for because there's certain things that he uses and needs.
Yeah.
My mom is impossible to shop for. Love you. Jonathan, yeah, I don't know. In some ways, I'm easy to shop for. There's always stuff I want.
That's what I say.
Like, I was like, I will give you a list.
Yeah.
Not a problem. But I think other people might say that I am actually not easy to shop.
Is it pink and sparkly?
Is it shiny?
Yeah.
You want shiny? I want shiny. Like, do I want jewelry? I want jewelry.
Yeah. I mean, I'll take a pink sparkly keychain. I just like pink and sparkly. I do. I was very anti-pink and sparkly when I was younger. Mm. And as I got older, I was like, no, actually, I like that.
Take it back.
Enjoy it.
Like what you like, because this is a thing. The reason people are down on pink and sparkly is because it's something that girls tend to like. And society negates what girls tend to like. So give them the finger and like what you like.
Speaking of colors.
Yes.
Okay, so Teddy, like I said, is 3, almost 4. He loves rainbows. Obsessed with rainbows. He's going to love wearing that sweater.
Oh, yeah.
He is also, as you can see, loves green and yellow. He hates orange. So he's announced this week that despite the orange, he still likes rainbows. And I thought that was like, despite the orange.
Despite the orange. I mean, I appreciate that.
Actually, I think the phrasing was, even though orange, I still like rainbows. And I'm like, okay, dude. Good. I'm glad we're seeing the pros. And not just the orange.
You need to show him, like, a more, like, alternative rainbow palette, right? That's not the classic primary rainbow, but is more like a fuchsia, like an aqua, like a lime green that can go without an orange.
Dude likes primary color rainbows.
Oh, well, then I can't help you, Crayola.
Yeah, no,
like,
he loves it.
Your Crayola all the way, go for it.
Yeah, but I love that. Even though orange, I still like the rainbows.
Oh my God, that is so funny.
Anyway, so that was our color story of the week.
I love that. All right, so in my whips, I have a lot of pre-whips. So this is still damp. I didn't realize this was still
beautiful.
Damp. Isn't this pretty? So this is a swatch of the La Bien-Aimée Mohair Boucle, Merino Boucle, held double. Held double in garter, held double in a different one, and then held single. So I was messing around, and I like all of the fabrics, sadly. I was hoping I would really clear out one or the other. So I am trying to decide what to do. I think I mentioned in the last podcast that I am not going to be doing the Zaume in the Mohair Boucle. This is in Echinus.
Merino Boucle.
Merino Boucle. I keep saying that.
That's okay.
It starts with an M. It has no mohair. It's all merino. Yeah. It's delightful and it's airy. It's like, ooh, a little cloudy. And I have a lot of it. So, because I was originally going to do the Zaume, which is large and oversized, and I was going to do it held double. So I have enough I was like, do I make a Felix held double? Do I make a sweater, maybe a Felix held single?
That would be airy.
It would be, that's what I'm thinking. I'm like, I want something like kind of like airy and light. But then I was like, you know what? I do actually like how it is in garter. So I was looking at my patterns. And then I did a swatch in just garter of it held single because I was looking at, I have these patterns here because I can't.
It's amazing how like more bulky garter feels than stockinette.
Yes.
In the same fiber.
In the same fiber. Wow. That is a smaller needle. The garter is on a smaller needle because garter stretches, right?
Yeah.
The stockinette is on, I think, an 8 and a 9, and the garter is on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, is on a 5 and a 6.
Yeah.
I prefer garter knit a little bit denser if it's going to be for a garment. So I was looking at, I did staple them.
This is single? No.
That's double.
This double. Yeah.
I like how the color blends when it's held double.
Yes.
So it doesn't get stripy.
Yeah.
But I do like the fabric of it held single. And I was looking at Order of the Garter, which is a cute little Chanel-y garter stitch cardigan with set-in sleeves by Anna Maria Orvos.
You would not see the texture of the garter, really.
Which I'm okay with.
I think that's fine, yeah.
I think that's fine. And it's got a little I-cord thing. Amanda will throw a picture in.
What do you think of doing the I-cord in, like, the Merino DK, or in the DK?
Yes, possibly in something coordinating or, like, just tipped.
I mean, you could get the same color in DK.
You
could get the same color in DK.
You could get the same color in DK. Echinus is a really pretty color. Or in fingering. Something that would coordinate, because the I-cord will help keep the garter from stretching. So Order of the Garter, I had this pattern in my library for a long time. I've wanted to make it. It is seamless with top-down set-in sleeves. And I think for the garter, what I would do after looking at a bunch of...
Is it actually set-in or is it...
It's actually set-in sleeves. Okay. What I would do is I would add some... I might actually add side seams, right? Oh. So I would do the fronts, I would do the backs, and then I would pick up and do the sleeves, do the sleeve caps, and then knit the garter sleeves flat, and then seam it, which might be super annoying in the boucle, because, I don't know, I might have to figure that out. Or do I do blurry? Blur eerie.
I'm gonna put the name down here, and if we have someone good with
Irish
pronunciations, please
phonetics. Tell me what it says. Which is Albiona McLaughlin. And this one is contiguous, so I'm not sure if I would do it, but it's a very similar garter jacket, which is also like, it's a pretty traditional, like, Austrian style or Bavarian style jacket. But I think that could look really pretty in the mohair and just be like a little light, not mohair, Jesus, merino boucle, but it would just be pretty and light. Or do I just do a Felix? I don't know. So while I'm trying to make up my mind, I've been swatching.
I'm going to take the swatches up.
Take the swatches up so you can see.
I feel like when you see in the skein, you don't always think about what it looks like held double.
Yes. And do you
right?
So
this is stockinette single. That's stockinette single. You can see it's quite light. You can see my fingers through it. This is garter single, denser. But yeah, really don't get like that stark garter texture because of the boucle.
Yeah.
And then this top is boucle double.
I really like the double.
I do too.
I also think the garter breaks up the stripiness of a multicolored a little bit as well.
Yeah. I mean, it's not super stripy. La Bien-Aimée, I feel like it's never super stripy. Yeah. Like my, the glacier one that I use.
And this is it in the ball.
So when you're like, wee. It's not.
What I may do is I may try to seam my garter swatch and see if I'm gonna regret decisions based on that. And then maybe I'll, if I regret the decision based on that, maybe I make it Felix.
Yeah.
So that's my one decision options where I'm having issues. My other one, I have actually made a decision about my sweater class.
Oh, there you go.
Aren't we shocked? I'm shocked.
About colors or about just the sweater?
Oh, no. Colors are an
okay.
entirely separate decision I have issues with. So I'm going to be doing Malin by Natasha Hornby.
That was one of the ones we mentioned last time.
That was one of the ones we mentioned last time. I know, right? I didn't go like completely off track. I mean, this has been floating in my head for a while. And so it is written for Let Lopi, which I will not be doing in Let Lopi because I run a little too warm for Lopi and I find it a little bit too rustic for me. I think it would be...
Well, you would wear it over a t-shirt.
I would wear it over a t-shirt. I would wear it like a jacket.
Yeah. Whereas Kathleen wears her, like, the Felix that she's working over a turtleneck.
Over a turtleneck, and she's fine.
Which is what Lopi is meant to be. It's supposed to be
right.
outerwear.
It's outerwear, right? And, like, that is actually perfect. I think Malin and Lopi, it's what it's written for. But, like, I think it would be a lovely, light, kind of airy, warm, classic jacket. I think it's got some really interesting details. It's got set-in sleeves.
For real?
For real. Well, I mean, top-down seamless.
Oh, contiguous?
Yeah. Is it contiguous? No, shoulder saddles are worked in garter stitch. Stitches are picked up from the saddles to work the back and front yoke to the underarms. The shoulder seam is shifted forward a little bit. And then fronts and backs are joined to work the body down. And then the sleeves are picked up. The sleeve caps are shaped using German short rows, and then the sleeves are worked in the round. So I like a top-down set-in sleeve, but contiguous is slightly different. So contiguous is shaped usually with increases. So in contiguous shaping, you shape the entire top yoke like you do a round yoke, but it makes a set-in sleeve or a raglan, but it makes a set-in sleeve shape. So it's beautifully fitted. This one will have you picking up stitches around the arm side. So contiguous, you don't pick up stitches around the arm side, but you still have a set-in sleeve.
Got it. Yes.
But it took a lot of figuring it out. And so Malin also has
either way, you don't have to seam.
You don't have to seam, which is nice. But you still get the look, which is nice. Yeah. You still get the fit, which is the best.
Right.
And so Malin has the front and the back have this slip stitch, I think she calls it little crosses pattern. So I am thinking of doing mine possibly in Lucky Tweed. And I had some Lucky Tweed left over from
everything
because I have a lot of Lucky Tweed. So I did a swatch for gauge. And then I started messing around with my swatches for color.
Yeah, let me show you these.
So this might end up living in the store as an option to show you what.
Just by the pictures, you should totally put it up on the back.
Yeah.
Under upcoming classes. Just going by the pictures, I was like, meh on the sweater, but looking at this.
Yeah. So
I
which
really
one would you
like it.
pick if you were going to make one?
If I was going to make it, Either the light blue or the white.
Yes. So I was thinking,
I think
I want a low contrast, right?
Yeah.
Like the light blue and the gray.
The light blue is really nice.
And then I was like, well, let me see what it looks like. It's shown in a gray with a white.
Yeah.
I was like, let me see what it looks like classic. So I switched the gray and the white. And then I was like, you know what? Let me see what it looks like with a color. I like it with a color too. I liked it more than I thought I would. It's a different look, right? Yeah. What some people have done is use a color changing yarn.
Yeah.
Noro.
We talked the Noro. That would be what I would really love. Because some of those are heathery too. Yeah. Have the gray in there. Yeah. You know what I mean? And it would like blend.
And you would get like low contrast, high contrast, low contrast, high contrast, right?
Yeah.
I like the look of the white as well with the gray, but I think I'm leaning towards what I want for me is something that's going to read a little bit more neutral and not as kind of like the cardigan that I can throw on over everything. And right now my throwback, which is in Lucky Tweed, which is where a lot of these come from, is a very green blue. It's like green, blue, gray, and white, right?
Use the like army green,
the moss.
Yeah,
I think it was, which is like the army green. And so I'm like, I want something that I think I'm going to be gray. Mm-hmm. But I pulled some things.
Oh, nice.
So I like this gray of the Lucky Tweed, right? I'm going to pop that here. And then this is the white that I used in the swatch, right? But like chocolate brown could be pretty. This is the light gray. So I might drive myself a little nuts, but I might end up doing that.
As the white.
It wouldn't be as stark as the white, but it would still be light. And I think the blue was reading a little too blue for me.
Yeah.
So I think I might do a gray.
That's nice. I like it.
I like this too. So this is where I'm leaning
now that you
right now.
have it, though, I really like the purple.
I know, right?
I'm shocked. Y'all are shocked, right? Y'all are shocked.
In gray or
the light one, yes.
Right? Or wouldn't that be pretty?
It would be pretty.
That would be so pretty. I also love this blue, and I love a blue and chocolate brown, which is really nice. And then the other yarn that would work well for this is the Fonty.
I would actually do
Super Tweed, because like these two grays, I just grabbed these two grays because this is what I would pick, but like the darker gray has these like magenta and red and yellow pops, and the lighter gray has like a pale blue, a light pink, and like the same yellow. This would be a really pretty and really.
Yes. Yeah. It definitely has a softer hand.
It definitely has a softer hand. Like the Lucky Tweed is a little sturdier.
Yes.
Right? And I have a whole bunch of suggested yarns. One of the things that folks could do also if they want to take this class is whatever you pick for the main color, for your contrast color, you could do something fuzzy. You could do a DK held with mohair, or like you could do DK held with Kumo. You could do, depending on your gauge, one of the Fonty fuzzy ones held double.
Yeah.
Right? And so you get like a little halo with the crosses too.
That's cool.
So a lot of options here. And now I have to make my own. The other option that I was suggesting, which might just run us right into new in store, is these
just
babies.
Got this on.
The Land Nord
Rosanna.
What is wrong with me? This is so soft. This would be like if you wanted a soft and airy Malin, like the, or mail in, I don't know how it's pronounced. One of those two. If you wanted a soft and airy one but didn't want to do Lopi.
Yeah.
Like this would be like buttery soft.
This is, I don't know if you guys remember the old 14.
That's this.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
Yeah, but these are, so 14 used to be 50 grams, I think.
50 grams.
Because it's actually so much yardage for the amount of weight because they're chainette construction.
Yes.
And so much air. Yeah.
So you can knit it denser than the gauge swatch on the ball band calls for, easily.
Yeah.
Like, I would say this is worsted to Aran to bulky.
Yep. So it's 25 grams to 122 yards.
Yep.
If you think of the math, that's for 100 grams, that's 488 yards, which is almost a heavy lace weight yardage, but obviously not lace weight.
It's puffy.
It's very puffy.
It's so puffy. And it is...
I think if I was doing Woolen, actually...
You would do this.
The warm neutrals. You know me. And the warm neutrals, right? This is so 2024.
It is. Which would you do as the main? The camel?
Yeah, the camel.
And then have the gold as the pop?
Yeah. But it would be very neutral.
It would be very neutral. That'd be pretty. That'd be very pretty. Again, I like...
This is a good
chocolate brown. I like the chocolate brown with the light blue. Yeah. And this is 68% merino, 17 cashmere, 15 nylon.
Nice. Yeah.
So you want the nylon in here for a little bit of like, that helps it
stay springy back. Yeah.
Stay springy back. But like, this would be so...
The 14 didn't have cashmere. That's
it
nice.
Didn't. It didn't. But like, this feels lovely. Like, I would love, like, this is also a good pick for those fussy folks. Like a hat.
Oh, yes.
Right?
Or cowl.
Like, even. A cowl.
This is like on your neck.
A little cloud.
Yeah.
I'm just going to smush it. Just going to smush it so much. And so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 colors.
Yeah.
I think we have the full line.
I was about to say, I think this is all the colors.
I think this is the full line of the colors. I don't remember how much it is. But we'll find out. So these little guys are 14 a ball. I love this yarn.
That's such a good deal.
It's such a good deal. It's a beaut. So that is our new in store. We should talk about what our questions were.
Yeah.
So our question last week was, what Fonty yarn would you use? And what do you like? And our winner is the Whitmore 6, who said in her comment, beautiful yarn, though mohair is not her thing. I love the colors in Soyuz. Me too.
Yeah.
I love the Soyuz. So, if you can get in contact with us, you can send us an email at hello@shopyarnia and let us know what you want. We're not going to hold you to picking Soyuz. You can pick a ball of any, of any Fonty that we have. And that would be awesome. What should our question be for this week?
Well,
I made a note. Are you spontaneous or a planner?
Oh. Well, we could do that. That sounds like a reverse, I've got an opinions question.
It is like a reverse.
We have not had time for opinions for like several sessions. So,
but we're going to get to them.
Maybe we should ask y'all your opinions.
What are your opinions?
Y'all have opinions. That's our new segment.
Y'all have opinions. Give it to us.
Yeah.
No, but let's do are you spontaneous or are you a planner? When it comes to like your projects, right?
Yeah.
Like I am spontaneous / I have things that like live rent free in my head for a while. Like Order of the Garter has been in my head for a while. I'm like, I want a cardigan that's garter stitchy, Chanel-y, like Bavarian-esque.
Yeah. I sometimes wish I could be like that. I feel like I work in definitely calendar year cycles.
Yeah.
So I get to this point where I'm trying to wrap everything up at the end of the year. And then January does feel like a clean slate. And I take 2 or 3 weeks to sort of, like, as I'm wrapping up those last little things, sort of think about, like, what do I want to do this year? Often it's which child or children need a sweater, whose turn is it this year?
You're like, who haven't I hit in the last, like, couple of years with a nice handmade garment?
So if you're looking at my Make 9, it's usually 2 kids' sweaters, a Rhinebeck sweater for me, a Rhinebeck sweater for Chad, and then what else can I find time to do?
Right.
What do I actually want to do? But that's the only time of year I really say, like, ask myself, like, what do I want to do? Yeah.
See, I feel like it's good that the sweater classes make me make a decision.
Yeah, you definitely seem to be like entering your jacket era.
I know. It's funny because for a long time I was like, oh, I can't with a pullover. Or I'm sorry, I can't with a cardigan. It's only pullovers. Like I can't with a cardigan. Now I'm like, you know, I wear my cardigan, like the cardigans I have, I wear them a lot. Yeah. I was like, maybe I should with a cardigan.
Yeah.
But then I'm like, oh, purling back is such a pain in the ass. And I was like, garter stitch cardigan.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I hadn't even thought about that. Oh.
I was like, garter stitch cardigan, especially. That's the main, one of the main reasons I would do the sleeves flat is that I'm not purling every other round. And I would do that helical anyway, so I don't get a line.
Yes, yes, yes.
But working it flat in garter, I'm like, yes, I like this plan.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'll do a lot to avoid purling. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. It's definitely slower for me than knitting, but it happens anyway.
I think I just get tired of it. I get bored too easily, and then I'm off to like boop boop boop.
I get bored with nonstop stockinette, nonstop knitting, like just nonstop. Ugh.
Yeah.
Like Teddy's sweater, this one. I got to the body at some point, and after a few hours of like literally just around, I was like, I can't with this anymore.
I can't do it anymore.
No. So that's one reason I really love this, because you do stockinette,
and then you do a thing.
Then you do color work.
Yeah,
doing the color work ends at about the point where you're like, must I do another round of this? No, you must not. Now you're on the stockinette.
Now you're on the stockinette again, and then you're on to ribbing. Well, that's like what was it, the Hobbiton vest, where I was like, oh, I'm finally done with like 4 inches of 1x1 rib, forgetting that the body of the garment was seed stitch.
Yes. Yeah.
Which, guess what? 1x1 rib, just offset. So I'm like, oh wait, I'm going to be knit, purl, knit, purl, knit, purl this entire garment. And I did not think about that. And then I'm like, oh my God, thank God there are no sleeves. So yeah. So I think that probably does it for us. So just remember to like and subscribe, please. It really helps us get engagement and follows and all kinds of fun stuff. And follow us online. We're Shop Yarnia, wherever we are. Instagram, Facebook, all those fun things. And I will have the sweater class up.
Yeah.
So if anyone wants
it'll be
to
linked
register
below if you want to come in and see the swatch.
Yes.
Jen leave it. So
you
can check it out here.
And then also don't forget, Kim's doing the Ewan sweater.
Oh yeah.
Which is a really pretty.
Is that DK? Is that what she was talking to Soyeuz about?
I don't remember. I don't remember what she was talking to Soyeuz about.
I don't know. We all talk Soyeuz all the time.
Because it's so pretty. And thank you guys for joining us this week. Next time we'll have Kathleen back.
We will. Oh, with so many adventures. I got to bring fewer whips.
No. I will probably still only have one.
Just I'll have finished objects.
Just as a heads up. Maybe I'll have 2. But yeah, until then, we'll see you later, guys.
Bye.